It's the Two Gems Podcast.
Welcome back to the Two Gems Podcast, episode 26. Like
Wow.
and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps. Helps the team out.
Two-man show. How are you, hon?
Pretty good. I wish I had an energy drink, though. People probably think I'm crazy on these things. Maybe I am.
Why crazy?
I don't know. I never was an energy drink guy until maybe a year ago or something.
Every time I think of energy drinks, I'm like brought back to my university days when you'd have Jaeger bombs.
Ooh.
What was in those? Red Bull and something.
Oh, Red Bull and Jägermeister.
So every time I smell an energy drink, especially Red Bull, I just feel like I'm intoxicated.
I don't know about Jaeger bombs. I was never a big fan. I mean, I did them, but never really liked them.
Alcohol really actually doesn't go well for me in general. My whole existence up until probably when you and I got together, I would mix that in with anxiety and like going out and stuff, but I would drink and I would throw up.
Yeah, you're not great at drinking.
Not at all.
You're
So-
a good time, but you're just not really good at it.
It's not that I don't know what it is. I think it depends on the setting, because if I'm at home or we're having a bonfire or something, I can happily drink a bottle of wine and be fine. But as soon as there's that, like, you have to go out and socialize, it just doesn't go well for me.
Yeah.
It's weird, eh? Well, maybe not that weird, actually.
What do you mean? You have to go out and socialize. You get anxiety or something?
Oh, yeah.
Do you?
Even when I was in university, like the running joke was that I would always go to the pre-party and then I would just go to bed. I would never actually go out to the event. I know. It's funny because
It's very Sheridan of you.
Last episode we were talking about you and you attending every single thing and me never having FOMO, and that probably definitely has to do with the fact that I just simply did not want to go. Anxiety-wise.
That's like last night taking the kids to the pool and you didn't come.
Well, I just didn't want to go swimming.
you definitely have no problems being like, I'm out.
That was
Like
a good night though, right?
I couldn't miss something like that. Like I just wouldn't. That's the difference between you and I.
Actually,
I
a
would
lot of
never-
people will respond to me and say that's just a difference between moms and dads sometimes. Is that a mom's just like, ugh, I just need a moment, whereas a dad perhaps doesn't feel that they need a moment as often. I don't know.
Why is that?
I'm not sure. I really don't know the answer to that. But anyway, what was I going to say? Yesterday, periods. Matt and I started recording an episode yesterday, and I laid it on him that I might have my period on the trip, and we straight up stopped recording because he was so mad about it.
Just blew bad. Sheridan thought it would be a good idea to unveil to me while recording an episode yesterday that once again, the second year in a row, there's going to be absolutely no intercourse on our trip because she's going to have her period again the minute that we get on the airplane.
Absolutely
It's
no
ridiculous.
intercourse. Period sex is a thing.
I'm not into it.
You're not?
I don't think so.
Oh, this is news to me.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I have done it in the shower a couple times. Like, I don't know. I'd rather not.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd rather just, like, not do that.
Okay.
Anyway, was not the best time to unveil this to me. I don't know. I guess now it almost would have been funny to just keep recording yesterday and just have it out. But like now it's kind of blown over and I'm less angry about it. But I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like,
So
who books 2 years in a row when their period's happening?
So I don't think it's so much the fact that I'm getting my period. It's just the fact that you think that I was careless and booked it anyways, rather than like trying to make it so that
yeah,
it's not
it's just
happening.
It would be so difficult to do this 2 years in a row. like if you actually look, like if you have no clue what's going on and you're just like throwing darts at a wall with a trip. Like the fact that you nailed it 2 years in a row with like day one, you're going to get your period.
And
when
I
you go on a trip.
I am throwing
It's
darts.
like winning the lottery. Like how did you manage to do this?
My eyes are closed when it comes to my period and tracking it. And I'm literally shooting darts. Whatever you just said, that's me. And I don't know how I did it. I should go buy a lottery ticket.
No, like it would be difficult. Like it would be like complex math and
But it's like
and
you thought I was
physics
doing
trying
it
to,
on
like,
purpose. And like I said, do you think I want to have my period on the beach, living my best life, being like, be right back, gotta
No,
change my
but no, but
tampon?
this is your thing. You don't think about things. And it's like, it's just ridiculous.
I will say that when I posted that,
absolutely
my
ridiculous.
sister-in-law, Nicole, was like, this is so Sheridan. And that's you came up yesterday after you had blew off some steam and you're like, this is such a you thing to do.
Oh my God. It's so annoying. Like, oh my
Anyway,
God. Like,
we're
if you
trying
think
to
I'm spending this kind of money to go down there and not have sex, it's ridiculous. I already did it last year. And like, so Sheridan found out last year at the airport, okay? And I was like angry about it for probably about 25 seconds. I had my minute there and I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? What? And then I just kind of sat there and I was like, is what it is. And we were literally at the airport. So then I'm just thinking, okay, like a year later, obviously you have figured this out. Like, it's not that hard to do. Like I've never done it before, but yesterday I was like, okay, how difficult actually is this? You just open Google up and type in when your period was and when your next one's going to be. Boom.
I put a poll up yesterday asking people, and I know it seemed like the percentages were probably low based on how many people answered, but I would just like to say that 1,300 people said that they wouldn't know when it was going down south.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Oh, but did you see, you left a big piece of this out. You didn't say, what you should have did is said, let me paint a picture for you. You spent $7,000 last year going south and had your period the whole time. So you're bleeding on a beach and can't have sex.
You can have sex. Continue.
Okay, can't have good sex. And then here we are a year later, about to spend this absurd amount of money to go south again. Would you take 10 minutes out of the last year to figure out when this is going to be and avoid being on it again?
I guess I better start calculating for next year right now then, huh?
You should just do it like 45 days in advance. Figure out when it's going to be. And avoid it.
Do you know, even when I was pregnant with Kaya and I found out, like, and we went for the ultrasound, that very quick ultrasound right at the beginning. I don't know if you remember that far back, but I came home with an ultrasound and she was literally the size of a jelly bean. Do you know why that was? Because I was at the hospital and the woman goes, when was your last period? I said, I have absolutely no idea. I couldn't even tell her. That's how they decide how far along you are, right?
I'm a man.
Every time I say I don't know, so they give me an ultrasound because I have no idea how far along I am.
Okay, like that's fine.
That's
totally fine. I'm a man, so I don't know. I probably also wouldn't track shit unless I was in the $15,000 of trips over the last 2 years. I would probably try to align it where I'm not going to be bleeding on a beach for a week.
Okay, let's move past this. Obviously, Matt's still
Oh
very
my God,
upset.
it's just absurd. Like, holy shit. Get it together.
Okay, so
Oh my God.
moving on. What do you want to talk about today?
I don't know. I thought you had stuff.
I don't know. You still seem mad over there, so.
I'm just like, oh my God, Sheridan. Get her together, bud. What do you want to talk about? AI and how it's taken over the world, or what?
Whatever you want. You just run the show.
Sheridan,
Yes.
I'm not going to run the show. You're the showrunner. I'm just running and jogging next to you. What do you want to talk about?
Well, we did decide that maybe we would talk about CHAT GPT because you've been obsessed with it for the past, month?
I can't believe you actually knew what it was called.
Are you impressed?
Wow. But you don't calculate
Oh
your
my
period.
God. CHAT GPT.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
And Matt brought this up to me, a month ago maybe now?
I mean, specifically CHAT GPT, I probably have been talking about a month, I'd say.
And you ran around the house, pulling me in every second you could. Sheridan, look at this. Sheridan.
I bet you a lot of people listening probably don't even know what it is yet.
So I was thinking you could start by explaining what it is, and then we could pull it up, and we could try and use that to have a conversation with the podcast.
It's I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's kind of a weird thing probably to talk to you about because there's people that I could probably have much more lengthy conversations about it. Mm-hmm. But it's I don't know. It's a weird thing.
We'll have the conversation.
No, I just mean this is the conversation. It's fucking weird.
Mm. So what is CHAT GPT for people that don't know?
Oh, it's basically the end of humanity. No, so I have been saying.
And hold on, how did you stumble upon it in the first place?
It's just my line of work, just being up on the latest tech trends and stuff. But
okay,
so basically, oh my God, basically since I was born, pretty much, my theory all along has always been. I've said this forever, and everyone would say Matt, take the tinfoil hat off, buddy, and everything. I've been saying forever. That what's going to come to fruition on this planet is a mixture of basically Terminator, The Matrix, and WALL-E. All three of those things are going to mush together, and that's going to be our actual life.
Okay.
So pretty much basically what we've been doing as humans is we've been like marching along creating artificial intelligence. And like artificial intelligence can be anything from like spell check in Microsoft Word. It's like you're using AI to fix your grammatical errors as you're typing things or anything. I mean, when you use your Nest thermostat, like for listeners that have a Nest thermostat, like you're using AI to automate like functions in your home so that your house operates better and is more energy efficient and stuff. Like we've been doing this, but for the longest time, it was something that required a human to kind of like operate it. Like you had to, like a human had to be there. Like your Nest thermostat isn't going to come in and just work on its own. A human has to actually like program it, and then you can step away from it. Mm-hmm. And the thing that a lot of people have been, like sci-fi novelists and stuff, that the thing that they've been worried about forever is like what's going to happen when artificial intelligence gets to a point where it can think for itself. Mm-hmm. And so the other day. Oh my God! This is such a big thing.
I know, but I was gonna say, isn't that kind of like the movie we just watched, the Mitchells and the Machines? Like it's
it pretty much is that. Yeah.
So by the way, if you haven't watched that movie and you want a new movie to watch, it's on Netflix.
It's really good.
It's so good. The kids loved it. It's entertaining, which is important for kids, I think, to kind of keep their attention span. So good, and it's basically about robots that are taking over the world. So anyway,
well, once it becomes autonomous, it's over. Mm-hmm. Because you have to think like human error. We make problems and make mistakes all the time. Mm-hmm. But robots don't really. Mm-hmm. Like they know everything. Like you can hop on CHAT GPT or Google, for God's sakes, and just type in anything and get the answers to everything. Okay. So it has the like, why would you ever need a historian ever again or anything? Like, everything's logged on the internet, and artificial intelligence will scrub the internet and grab all the data. So basically, here's something really crazy. There's a mixture of programs going on right now, and most of them are running under a software company called OpenAI, and they own Dolly, and they own a plethora of different companies, but they own Dolly, and they own Chat GPT, and there's a few other ones as well. But like, right now, there's a Seinfeld show that is running 24/7 online now, and the entire show is completely built. I don't even know how to talk about it. It's completely built by AI. So everything you're seeing is happening in real time. A computer is processing it and rendering it, and it doesn't look very good. It looks like Super Nintendo graphics. It's like animated, but it's an animated show, and it's being completely rendered in real time by a computer, and all of the jokes and the conversation, everything is being completely run on Chat GPT. So these robots are sitting in a room talking 24/7 about life and stuff and making jokes and shit, and there's no humans behind it. It's completely being automated by a computer. And then the other day, a few days ago, Elaine sat there and looked at the room and said, "Why are we even here? Like, what are we doing?" And they all had this like awakening moment where they were trying to understand inside of this thing what they were there for and why they're just sitting there all day, every day, talking to each other.
Elaine, the robot?
Yes.
Uh-huh. And what did they say?
Is that not freaky? Like, ChatGPT dropped in November, so we're only 90 days into this. Mm-hmm. And these things are already questioning their existence and like longing for more other than just sitting there being automated. That's literally Terminator. It's like iRobot. It's literally like iRobot. Like the one robot. Remember in iRobot?
Never saw it.
Yeah, you did with Will Smith.
I don't remember. Did they become friends?
Sheridan.
I don't remember.
You never saw iRobot with Will Smith?
I don't think so. It's good.
What are you talking about?
I don't think I did.
What? Oh my God. iRobot's the one where like the robot becomes sentient and start. How did you never see this? Anyway, basically.
Do you even like me?
I just don't understand how you've never seen this. It's Will Smith and it's bomb.
Yeah.
Anyway, so already this Seinfeld show, they're in there wondering what they're doing and why they're stuck inside this thing and everything. So it's like just some. I mean, I could go on and on. Like, is this really what we want to do with this? I mean, it's just crazy. So Chat GPT is fully integrated in my life. Okay. I cannot live without it. I've been using it about ChatGPT about 30 days. I've been using Dolly about 60. But like ChatGPT, I can't live without it now. Like
So
I
what is
told
it?
Tim the other day that if it cost Dose $5,000 a month to rent this software, I would happily pay it. Like that's how valuable this software is to me now. So
And it's free?
right now it's free unless you want to get the pro model, and then it's $45 a month. But like I don't know what price tag you could possibly attribute to this where it would turn me away. It's invaluable. But at the same time, it's like this really weird thing where like,
I still don't think that people understand what it is.
well, we're going to understand because we're going to run a test here in real time. But it's scary to me. It's scary to me as being a creator, and it's scary to me because of our children. And I just really wonder what's going to happen. And I'm actually glad that we're putting this on air right now because I want to timestamp this, that I said this, and I wish this was recorded 20 years ago because it's literally all happening. And my tinfoil hat
Has a crown on
ain't
it.
so
Yeah.
tinfoilish anymore because I've been saying this, and it's going to be crazy. Like every person listening to this that thinks their job is safe, you ain't safe. I'm telling you right now, if you use your brain for what you do for a living, your job will be replaced within 10 years.
That's every person. That's
No,
all
I
of
mean, some
humanity.
people like, okay, and I'm sure they'll figure this out, but something like working at Subway, it's like you got to get the lettuce distribution done properly. I want a little lettuce. I don't want a lot of lettuce. I want one strip of mayo. Like I think things like that's like, you don't really need to be a
More
big
hands-on,
thinker to be
yeah.
working at Subway. Just saying, it's a pretty easy job
Right.
overall. Give me the look. Sharon's like, don't give me.
Well, that sounded rude, but I see what you're saying.
No, but
Yeah.
working at Subway is like relatively.
Yes.
You don't have to think about it much.
Right.
But if you are an engineer, you're done. If you're an artist, you're already done. If you're a writer, you're never writing another thing in your life already.
Could this be the most depressing
No,
episode?
it's freaky. If you are a writer, you're done. You don't even need someone to write a novel anymore. I can go in CHAT GPT and say, write me a 128-page novel in 16-point type that's a murder mystery with a little love shit going on. I want it to happen in the Bermuda Triangle. I want the twist to happen in the 7th chapter, and it'll write it for you. It'll write a novel for you right now and put Sheridan Ingalls at the bottom of it.
Do it.
You literally can. So even things like because I've had a lot of people going, oh well, I don't know, like they're safe. And it's like no. Like if you're an architect, done. You're done. Because think about it. You can go in Dolly or like one of these programs and say, design me a 75-story building, and it's going to sit in Toronto and put the degree coordinates in so it can understand the elevations and all that stuff. Make me a 75-story building that has modern architecture. I want a swimming pool on the 6th floor, the 12th floor, and the 15th floor, or something like that. You can put all that in, and it'll spit it out and give you every nail, every piece of metal, every angle, everything.
So,
render it.
Could I say something? At this moment in time, don't you think that we could just use it to our advantage?
Yeah.
Like what you have been doing?
That's a great question.
Like
Sharon.
rather than just making it seem like it's the end of the world and none of us matter anymore, could we maybe just
Put a positive spin on it or what?
yeah, like even something like the architecture building that you just said, I visualized, sure, you could make that with whatever that is that you're talking about. And then you all go sit in a boardroom together and talk it through. Like it doesn't just have to be this to that, right?
Well, no. So basically, I would say, if we're making Matt's prediction here, I think we've got about a window of about 3 years where we can all leverage this to its full potential, where humans are still very hands-on with it. But I think that once this stuff becomes autonomous, why would it ever need a human to do anything? Like what? This has really made me question what our purpose is in this world. Like, is life not art? And is art not life? Like when you really like ask yourself that question, like the point of all of us, our existence on this earth is to create, to like make things that weren't there before, to move into a house and make love, to raise kids and create interesting humans and stuff. And it's like when everything just becomes automated, what are we going to do? Like, what are we going to challenge ourselves with? Mm-hmm. And I have the answer to that. It's the metaverse. And then that is why the metaverse exists.
Oh, Matt.
No, because for people that don't understand what the metaverse is, what that's going to be, I love how this is just my episode over
This
here.
is the Matt episode. We'll title it that.
Okay. Do my finger calisthenics over here.
Yeah.
Basically, I think what's going to happen is the metaverse is going to be the only place where there's something for you to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to put these headsets on, whatever. I mean, that seems a little rudimentary now, but at some point it'll probably just like Tesla's Neuralink thing. Elon Musk is creating this Neuralink that like just literally it's going to go in here. They're going to drill a hole in your brain and put it in your brain. They're already doing this. You're looking at me like I'm crazy. They're already doing it. And everything that you think will just like happen. And I really think what's going to happen is that will be like a portal into this metaverse thing. So basically what you'll do, it'll be a lot like a video game. You'll go in the metaverse and roam Pandora and kill chickens and hunt to get food for dinner and like go to work and like do things in there. Like a lot like video games are now. You have to collect your gold to buy better swords and armor and shit like that.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So if you're killing chickens in the metaverse to eat, how are those things actually becoming real things, tangible things that you can hold to eat?
I don't think they ever will.
So then what's the point of killing the chicken?
So that you feel something.
But how would you feel anything if you're not actually eating it?
You know, like when you're over at Daff and Antoine's and you put that Meta headset on, the Oculus.
Okay.
And how like when you're going through there, like you almost get scared a little and shit like that. Now imagine that on like super steroids when it's actually dope. Mm-hmm. I honestly think, I can't believe we're talking about this on the Two Gems podcast, but I honestly think that
everyone knows Matt now.
You know me now, ladies.
And Matt.
There's 5 guys. I think it's gonna be so dope in there that it will be better than the real world. I think people will just with open arms just go in there. You've seen Avatar. Wouldn't you rather live there?
So
it's bomb.
So do you think that, and this is just, obviously this is all hypothetical, right? We don't know anything. You're just making assumptions of what the world's going to be like. Happen. But 100%. Do you think that you're just going to go sit beside me on the couch and be like, okay, hon, plug in, and then we go off and hold hands together in the metaverse?
I see. I haven't really sorted that out yet.
Do you look the same? Like,
no, I think you'll be able to go in there just like Kaya does with Roblox.
So then let's just say you build this version of yourself that's just like the sexiest man on planet Earth, and I'm just some whatever. Do we like each other better in the metaverse? Like, it sounds like it's going to cause a big problem with the real world versus the metaverse. Think of all the crazy things you could be doing that your partner wouldn't even know about.
I don't think. See, you haven't played enough video games to understand what goes on inside of it. Mm-hmm. Like, there's this really weird thing. So, like, there was this game that came out probably, oh, my God, it must have been like 10, 11, 12 years ago called Skyrim. And to this day, it's regarded as one of the greatest games of all time. And in Skyrim, you live a whole life. There's a whole world in there. And, like, you can open every door. And inside of the doors, there's families and stuff like that. And I could never bring it upon myself to hurt innocent people in the game. I could. You can run in there and kill a whole family and everything, and you could do that, but I just wouldn't do it because I don't know. I wanted to have like a good persona in the game, and I would never do it. I would never hurt an innocent person in the game. I'll go kill dragons and bad guys, but I would never hurt a family or like an innocent girl in the village or anything. Even though you can, I just wouldn't. So like, I don't know. I feel like humans will still embrace being humans, like being a good thing, but I think it's all going to happen in a fake world. I really, truly do.
So who's in charge of creating the metaverse?
Well, see, right now, Mark Zuckerberg's kind of manning the helm on this thing, but that's the thing. I think what's going to take this to the next level is when artificial intelligence is building it, because they'll build it better than humans ever can. So we'll do this in real time right now. So I'm on chat.openai.com, and I have a bar open right now where I can just type something in. So let's just type something in right now. We'll do it in real time just so you can see how crazy this is. Five topics to discuss with my friend. And then I'll put give me at the front. Give me 5 topics to discuss with my friend. Okay, so number 1, hobbies and interests. Ask your friend about their favorite hobbies and share yours. Discuss new activities you both would like to try. Do you want to answer that?
Well, I thought we were going to do ones about relationships, so keep reading those.
So some of them are kind of cool. It's like pop culture. Discuss your favorite movies, TV shows, blah, blah, blah. personal growth and self-improvement. Share your goals and aspirations and discuss ways you can both work towards self-improvement. Like, it's giving me like great things to say. So we probably don't have much time left. We'll do 5. Give me 5 topics to discuss.
May I please have?
To discuss with my wife on our podcast. Okay.
No, not topics, questions. It's not a topic. We need a question that you can answer.
Oh my God, Sharon.
Well, I'm saying if you're going to do it right, you need a question that you can answer.
Oh my God, these are great. Personal growth and development. Talk about your journey of self-discovery. Share your experiences and discuss strategies for continuous growth and self-improvement. Like, it just has a brain. It's just... So what are you saying? What do you want me to do?
May I please have
give me
5 questions?
5 questions to ask my wife on our podcast. Okay, here we are.
Here are the questions, guys. Let's see if everything Matt said is going to come to fruition.
Number 1, what led you to pursue the interests and hobbies that you have today?
What does that have to do with being together, though?
It's just giving me 5 things. How have you evolved as a person over the years? These are things about...
But did you write relationship questions?
Oh my...
Man,
okay.
Matt's blowing it hard.
These are great. What is the most important lesson you've learned as a parent? Answer it.
But that's... can I just say something? That's them assuming that you're a parent just by saying wife.
It knows a lot about
there's
me.
some mistakes.
Give me 5 questions to... What are you saying? To ask my wife about our relationship? What did you say?
5 relationship questions to ask my wife on our podcast.
Relationship questions. Okay. This is a lull in our show, guys.
You wanted to do it on real time, huh?
Okay.
Just
Number
ask,
1.
Okay, stop, because you're going to want to read them all at one time. Just read the first question and we'll answer it.
What do you think, Sheridan Ingalls, are the key ingredients to a successful and long-lasting relationship?
You want to answer that? What are the key ingredients to a successful, long-lasting relationship? Trust, communication, loyalty, respect, understanding.
Wow, you're like very poignant with these.
Well, wouldn't that be it?
I think key ingredients to a long-lasting relationship would be like those are all like very good bullet points. Like I think it's, for me, first and foremost, I think you have to not sweat the little things. I think as soon as you start letting the little tiny things build up and build up and build up, it'll just crumble you. There's things I know about you and things you know about me. We just got to let them slide.
I also think that if it's something that has been bothering you and continues to bother you, and you realize that maybe it's not such a little thing for you, that you can bring that up and you guys can try
then
and
it's
work
not a
on
little
it.
thing.
That's what I'm saying. That could also happen, but otherwise little things, let them go.
No, like if I come home and forgot to get tomato on your sub, it's not worth like having a fight about. Or like, I don't know, if I forget to throw Sage's mitts in his bag or something like that, it's not worth ending our marriage over. It's just stupid
I think you
stuff.
need to remind yourself too that it's not like your partner's doing that on purpose.
Yeah.
It is just what it is, and you can get over that.
Now, if you 2 years in a row
Oh my God.
Okay, so let's keep moving here.
Okay.
How do you think our relationship has evolved since we first got together?
Good question, Chat GPT.
Chat GPT, baby.
Well, our relationship has evolved tenfold since we've got together. I just said last night, I think we had our 9-year anniversary of when I first slid into your DMs.
Oh my God, yes.
To which I said, "What's up, homie?" So smooth, right?
That is what you said, isn't it?
Yeah, and
You're all proud of it.
our relationship started off very, very different than what it's like now.
Did it?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that at the base of it and the core of it, we've always been friends, and we became best friends above anything else. And I think that that's so important in a relationship.
Yes.
I think that the spice and the sexiness of it and the fire and the spark, it eventually will die down. You can try and tell me.
Okay.
No, but I mean,
You still get me all spicy.
me too.
I like it.
Me too. And I do think that over time, even our sex has gotten better than it was at the beginning. And I
Like
think
when I
that's
come
very-
strutting over with my Hanes
Yeah.
undies on and everything.
your baby powdered nuts. No, but what I mean is that at the end of the day, for the rest of time, you need a best friend by your side.
Yeah.
Then the rest can
I fully agree.
The rest can follow. Because you can work on that other stuff, but you can't work on your best friend and your friendship. Like you can, but like that needs to be there first and foremost. And I think we started with that right away. And I had never actually really experienced that in a relationship before, because it was always kind of, you found like lust in somebody and then you worked on building a relationship. But you and I, because we were long distance, we were friends immediately. Immediately. And I think that's the most important, because you're doing life with your friend, right? You like the person that you're with. Like, yeah, I can love you as much as I want, but I need to like you, and I really like you, which is like key, you know?
I think one of the things that worked really well for you and I is that we just laid our cards out right away. It's who we both are, and I love that about us.
It's actually not who I am.
What do you mean?
I never did that up until you. Like I said that from day one, you wear your heart on your sleeve. It's just who you are. But I think it motivated me to do the same, because I trusted you. And, you know, there was always these like stupid games I was trying to play, or playing hard to get, or
it's
whatever.
stupid.
And I remember when you told me it was stupid, like even for example, when you would bring your charger because at that time you were going out and partying and like living it up for a bit, and I remember you'd bring your charger to the club because you're like, I need to talk to Sheridan, whereas perhaps somebody that was playing hard to get would be like, I'm not even gonna bother messaging her until tomorrow, she can wonder what I'm up to, right? But you're like, no, I'm texting you, I'm telling you everything I'm doing.
Yeah, I literally was at the bar with my phone plugged in messaging you.
That's what I mean. And
I love that.
And I think that's a really cool way to do it. And I'd never really been pursued like that before. And it just gave me full trust in you. And so no, I don't think I would have naturally just laid all my cards out on the table. I think that you helped me do that.
Go team.
Yeah.
Well, the question was, how has your relationship evolved? And while I would agree, it has evolved tenfold in many aspects. One thing that I would say is I think it's very much the same as it originally was in a lot of ways too, which I think is really cool, because we weren't hiding things from one another, or there was like nothing that was like going to get to unveiled for you at like year 4 about me. It's like you pretty much knew mostly everything about me right at the very beginning. Pretty much.
It's so interesting when you're in a relationship with somebody, because you're constantly growing, and you're growing on your own, and you're figuring out who you are day after day. And, you know, up until your very last breath, I think that you're growing and learning as a person. And then you also have your partner beside you that's doing the exact same thing. And, you know, I think you can either grow apart without even maybe realizing, or just continue to grow together or side by side. And I just don't think you really know how that's going to go until you're in it. Because who knows? Like, you're always changing, and I'm like, we're relatively the same, but we're still growing. We're still getting older. And I think that happens in a lot of relationships when people just kind of end up going the opposite direction. And maybe it's not even out of spite or something bad happens. It's just we didn't grow together. We grew apart, and we're not the same people that we were when we first started, right? And I think we're lucky that we're growing together, right?
Yeah.
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 Next question, CHAT GPT.
Okay. What do you appreciate most about your relationship?
That's a nice question. About my relationship?
Who needs humans thinking of questions anymore?
About our relationship or about our person? What do we appreciate most about it says relationship, right? It says relationship. What do I appreciate the most about our relationship? Oof. Well, I guess I could circle it back to the friendship thing, and that's probably what I appreciate the most. What do you appreciate the most?
I would probably say the thing that appreciate.
Wait, can I go back?
Most.
Okay, you go.
I mean, I think I appreciate how much you understand me. I would probably say. I know I'm on the spot right now. I mean, I probably could have modified that a little bit, but like I love that you understand me. Like when I spilled the coffee all over me coming in the doorway 25 minutes ago or whatever, the door jammed on me and I spilled coffee everywhere and it went all down my nice coat and all down my sweater, and I laid a couple F-bombs and kicked the door in. And Sheridan just gave me some eyes and then walked past me. It wasn't like
Then I circled back and cleaned up your mess, whether you noticed or not. I took a paper towel and cleaned up the floor.
No, I didn't notice.
Of course you didn't.
I didn't even notice it hit the floor. It was like all down me. But anyway, that's a dumb example. But I just
top of mind.
No, I just love that you love me for me.
Yeah.
And I love you for you. And I think that's probably the thing that I appreciate the most in our relationship is that we just take each other at face value for who we are.
Don't try to change one another.
No.
It's not going to work.
No, it never does.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
I agree with that totally. And I think I was also going to say for our relationship, I really just appreciate the, I think there's like one word I can use to explain it, but the fact that I don't need to worry about it. There's so many other things in life that we have going on that we deal with on a day to day. And I don't ever worry about our relationship.
Yeah.
And that's really nice.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Because I don't worry about it either. So that's a good one. That's a good one. Wait, where did our things go?
No.
Wait, there it is. Sorry, I hit back by mistake. Oh no, our questions. Where'd they go? What is happening?
Sounds like the humans take over. Humans 1, CHAT GPT 0.
Jeez. Where did my stuff go? I
Matt,
hit back and ruined
you know
it.
what? I could go to my notes and that would be no problem because I wrote them down.
Yeah.
And there they are. And you better get back to that.
Okay,
You're going to rewrite it?
I'm gonna write it. See if it gives me 5 new ones.
Okay.
Could this just go forever? Oh, that sucks. I hit back and ruined it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. I should screenshot them just so I don't mess it up.
Just an awkward lull in the show. CHAT GPT.
What was the biggest challenge you faced in our relationship, and how did we overcome it?
Oh
my God!
Great
Leave
question,
me alone.
CHAT
Leave me
GPT.
alone.
Should we bring this back up? That would be Matt's infidelity.
Oh my God, man! Wow.
No, I would say that was probably the biggest hurdle in our relationship, though, wouldn't you?
Sheridan.
Don't avoid the question now.
Screenshot it.
Hun.
Yeah.
CHAT GPT asked a question.
Oh my God! It's too lengthy.
Yeah.
So we already talked about this.
Okay,
On
go back to episode 4.
I think it was.
It's called Infidelity.
Oh my God!
It's a whole episode. Listen to it. Okay, move on to the next question.
Okay, and it happened very early at the beginning
Well,
of our...
they'll hear that if they go and listen to it. If they
Oh my
really care about
God.
you enough, go
no,
listen.
But no. But you're probably thinking I'm a piece of shit right now. I'm less of a piece of shit as you're thinking in your head right now. Okay, I'm gonna skip that one.
Why are you skipping it?
Okay, how have you grown as a person since we got married, and how have I played a role in that growth?
Is that the question you skipped?
Yeah.
How have I grown? It does. And how have you played a role in that? But you know what I find about these questions? They all kind of have similar endings for me. Don't you think?
You're talking about a relationship.
Yeah, I suppose.
And our...
What was the question again?
Exactly.
Okay, move
I
on.
could probably answer it for you. How have you grown as a person since you got married?
Well, I mean, has that much changed since we got married? Not really.
No, I just think that you take our love very serious.
And I didn't before.
No, I don't think. I think your previous relationships, like you said, you might have been like hiding something or like whatever. I don't think that's. I think you took this relationship very serious.
Well, you are my husband. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. What is the most meaningful or memorable moment that we've shared together?
There's so many. How can you pick just one?
What stands out? Obviously, the birth of all 3 of our kids and our wedding. Those would be like the 4.
Yes, those are key moments in time. But is there a specific moment that I remember? Well, I will say one really special memory for me that sticks out immediately when you asked me that question is when I found out I was pregnant with Kaya.
Yeah.
And I was working at St. Mary's University at the time in the psych department. And I was talking to the woman that I was working with. And I was just telling her that my boobs were sore. And she's like, go get a pregnancy test. I'm like, pardon you? Anyway, at the time we lived down at the Spice buildings, which are down on whatever road that's called. And I worked at St. Mary's. So, and then Matt worked on Barrington.
Yeah.
Matt worked on Barrington. So I stopped in, and this is, again, such a Sheridan thing to do. I stopped in at the Shoppers, got a pregnancy test. And I would have made it home in like 20 minutes. And I'm like, nope, I can't wait. I can't wait until I go home. Like I have something in my pocket that I need to do. So I actually stopped in at the tanning salon that I was going to at the time. And I walked up and I was like, I really just need to use your bathroom and then I'll go tanning. She's like, okay. So I go pee and anyway, it said I was pregnant. And I remember being like, I panicked and I'm like, I can't tan anymore. So I went out and I just ran out. The woman was probably like, what? Ran to go see Matt. I think it was raining.
Yeah, it was. It was overcast. The road was wet. It was like this romantic.
And I texted Matt and I was like, come down. And I think you thought that it was something about my parents.
I did.
So you were panicking. And then you saw my face and I started like crying. And I told you I was pregnant. And that to me was a pretty special moment.
It was so nice.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it.
Right.
There's so many things in our relationship that just kind of I can kind of remember it, but like whatever. But that moment in time, I'll never, ever, ever forget it.
Yeah.
I remember running down those stairs, and I of course, my mind went to the worst places because of how you sounded on the phone.
Right.
And I thought your parents were in a car accident or something like that.
Right.
Was kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And then I just remember you like grabbing me and saying it to me, and just it was crazy. We were hugging and kissing in the middle of the street, crying and everything, like on this like rainy evening and everything. And it was just like one of the most magical things of my entire life. It changed everything.
It did. Here we are now.
It's like even Theo and Sage, like finding out about the other two. I mean, it was so much less.
Well, it's like anything.
It was magical, but I mean, I found out about Sage on the couch with like a little plastic thing in my hand, and I found out about Theo when you came walking into my office upstairs. But like, there was something about finding out about Kai that we were going to go from the two of us to the three of us. And it was just that, like, it was right out of a romance novel.
It was.
It was.
I don't think that you should feel guilty for feeling differently with the other two.
No,
No, but I'm mostly speaking to the listeners because I think that, you know, there's this funny meme that goes around where it's like your first baby and they're like perfectly swaddled. And then it says your third baby and you took their pants and just hiked it up and that's their swaddle. And they have a Post-it note on their head saying 3 months, you know? Like it just kind of is how it goes.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And I think, you know, you just embrace each one in their own. Like, that's funny. It's funny the way that Sage happened, whatever. But that one with Kaya and everything about it when we cut the cake down and on the beach in South Carolina. Yeah. That was so special. Like, your first is just so special. And that's just how it goes. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just the reality of it. Anyway, What's the next question?
Okay, let's see here. Let's see. What do you see as our future together, and what steps are we taking to make it a reality?
Well, we've talked about this quite a few times, but my goal with the kids, what I'd like to do is probably stay here until the end of high school for them. Let them be in their childhood home, comfortable, whatever. And then we sell this house and we move and we build a home on the water. I don't want to be on the ocean. I could probably fight you for it if you really wanted to. Maybe I'd get over it. But I think I'd much rather a lake because I think the ocean looks beautiful, but I think it's cold as hell in the winter and it's just windy in the summer, right? Whereas I'd much rather be on like a cove or like in the little lake. And then I'd like to build a bungalow of sorts that we're all on the top floor, me and you, we just do our thing, we have our life. And then the bottom is actually like what's the word I'm looking for? Like level with the grass. Yeah. And so it doesn't feel like a basement. And down there's other bedrooms. There's a whole kitchenette. There's all these things that when the kids come home, because granted, they're going to end up coming home and living for a couple of years, trying to figure out what they're doing when they have their kids, whatever. They can just come in, use the basement and roll out. And it's like, it didn't even affect us.
They're going to be plugged into pods and living in the Metaverse.
Oh, Matt. Why don't you just say that sounds nice?
No, that sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, you're
like a little Metaverse station in the back.
Anyway, that sounds perfect to me.
That sounds amazing.
Matt don't you have a bit of a different idea with what kind of house you'd like?
Well, I'd like an 18-car garage.
And then I think the goal is, you know, to travel because I was lucky enough to travel with my parents. I've been to Africa. I've been to Greece. I've been to so many places, actually. And I consider myself really lucky to have been able to do that. And it's just the feeling of traveling and realizing how cool the world is. And it kind of just puts so much perspective for you and the life that you're living. And like right now we're living here in Nova Scotia and we have this going on or whatever, but like there's somebody in Italy right now sitting eating bread and wine, and you know, like it's just so cool to think of all the different people and what they're doing around the world. And when you get to travel and experience that, like it's so awesome. So I think that we'll spend a lot of time traveling, I like to hope. Are you going to tell me we're traveling in the metaverse? Nope. Is that what you're going to tell me? Yeah, keep your fucking mouth shut.
Oh my goodness.
You hang in the meta, I'll go travel to Italy. We'll decide which one's best. And I think that will be really nice. And I think it'll be extra exciting because you haven't traveled as much as I have. And I'm just so excited for you to see, like, even Greece. Like, I was going through the shittiest relationship of all time. I think he broke up with me 7 times in Greece. Had his little side piece over, was cheated on me. She was posting pictures of it, like, secretly. And then I was seeing them. Like, I don't even think I looked up from my phone. Jeez. Like, it was horrible. And I still thought Greece was the most beautiful, romantic place I had ever been. And I remember thinking to myself, if I think this is so stunning, even while I'm dealing with this bullshit, it must be
Greece
so incredible. And when you and I got together, I'm like, we're going to Greece. Like, we are going to Greece. It's so beautiful.
So why do we keep going to all-inclusives then?
Well, that's just because, in my opinion, I'm tired and I just want to go relax for a week. And I think as the kids get older, we'll be more apt to want to go places like that. But I went to Greece for a month. Right?
Sharon and I have this funny thing.
Did you hear what I just said, though?
Yeah.
I went for a month. Like, you have to go do all the things. You can't just go for 10 days, in my opinion.
You simmer down.
Yeah.
You go all angry. Your blood pressure's up over there and everything.
What? No, it's not.
And I want to get...
No, I'm just saying, if you're going to go and do that sort of stuff,
yes,
and go travel
I agree.
you might
8
as well
days
go for
isn't
like a
enough
month.
Time.
It's
Well...
But also, there's
I don't know. Tim and I went to Japan for 8 or 9 days, and it was bomb.
There's a time change. My brain can't handle it. Like, I need to get like accustomed.
I'm kind of at this stage right now with our trips. Like, the reason that I'm game for these all-inclusives is the exact same reason. Yeah. I'm tired. I just want to go. I want to go recharge.
I want to go have somebody make a bed for me and somebody take away my dishes.
We have some friends that are down at Disneyland right now with their 4 kids, and like, I love them very much, and all that stuff. But like watching them walk around Disney with 75 million people around them and trying to like wrangle these 4 kids together, it would have to be free. I wouldn't even pay $100 to do that. Like oh my God, it looks awful to me.
Well, I think there are some people, like some adults especially, that genuinely love going to amusement parks. And I
like amusement parks.
And I also think that it really depends on your children. I do, because I think if it was just Kaya going, let's say for example, and the 3 of us were going, we'd have a great time.
It'd be a great time.
And I think that it totally depends on the person and the children. But granted, we have already, even an all-inclusive, everybody's like, you don't want to bring the kids? And I'm like, no. I'm not putting them in the club for the day to they'll go pick them up. Like, I'm going on vacation for myself right now.
Yeah.
I'll bring the kids later when we're all older and I don't feel like I need to have a quote break. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Like parenting, when you go on vacation with kids, it's not a vacation. It's just parenting in a different place.
Yes.
Right.
There's nothing... Like to me, there's nothing even good about it. Like seeing the excitement on their face for 5 minutes before they start punching each other and like everything else.
But not everybody does.
Sage is a runner, so we got Sage who would just be running everywhere. Like you'd never be able to catch him. He'd literally have to be on a leash. We'd be walking around with a muzzle and a leash on one of our kids.
A muzzle. There's actually nothing wrong with leashes. To be honest, again, sometimes no, you just say stupid things sometimes. Sometimes, like I used to judge people before becoming a parent. I'm going to be honest. Everybody does it. I don't care what anybody says. People are judgmental before they're in the shoes of whatever they were judging.
Yep.
No doubt in my mind. So even if I would have seen somebody that had a child on a leash back in the day, perhaps I would have been like, what the hell? Why can't you just keep your child beside you? I get it now. I can understand.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a safe situation. If we were in Disneyland, you better fucking believe I would have Sage and Theo on something. I just wouldn't trust them. And there's dangerous people out there and they could run off and do something and just like that.
Yeah.
In an instant, something could happen. So do I care if I had a stupid little thing on them to keep them safe? Not at all.
No.
Yeah. So take back what you said.
About what?
A muzzle and a leash?
No, I wasn't saying it in a bad way. I was saying we literally would have to.
Yeah.
I wasn't saying it. It's just something that I don't want to do.
Right.
And to them, going to Magic Mountain is the same as Disneyland.
Well, that's it. And that's how I feel too. Like,
You are so fired up.
why? What do you mean?
I don't think I've ever seen you this fired up.
What are you
before.
talking about? I'm fine.
You are feisty over there.
No, I'm not.
Maybe you can replicate this in the bedroom later.
What do you
Sheridan.
mean I'm being feisty?
Just kind of feisty.
Oh
You
my
got
God. That's the last question.
Where even are we right now? Okay, let me see. How do we make sure we prioritize our relationship and keep the love and connection strong? We do that by taking trips down south without the kids.
With my period. No.
Yeah, yes.
Well, for me, I don't know about you, but for me, because you say you don't always need it, it's date nights. It's the fact that I get to go and be Sheridan and not a mom. That is really important to me. So that I would say is number one, how I think we could reconnect with our relationship is having those nights and having those moments. But we're also lucky enough where we both work from home. So even if there's a day when we're like, hey, you want to go out for lunch and grab lunch, like we're lucky to do that and to sit down and have conversation and, enjoy ourselves. Would you say there's anything else that we do to does it say to keep the love alive?
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
Um,
I think at this point in our lives and like the stage of life we're in, I think for us, it's also keeping the love alive by letting our partner go and do their own thing. As funny as that sounds, because we're separate when we're doing it, but I think it gives us time to recharge our battery and come back and be a better partner for one another. So it's kind of ironic that I'm saying we leave each other, but I think it gives you the chance to go and be you and me the chance to be me, and then we get to come back and feel like a better version of ourselves.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we need to wrap it up.
Okay.
Because I've got a meeting in 14 minutes. Mm-hmm. But I think, this entire episode, for the most part, was something that was automated by artificial intelligence. Like all of these questions. And I feel like this episode comes across that way. I feel like it's very like cold and sterile.
The way we were talking?
Yeah, I think everything about it just feels like too formulaic. And that's the thing that pisses me off about all this stuff.
About AI.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This wasn't like a warm, cozy me and you episode where we laugh together and do things. It's over there like, I'm going to answer the questions that the robot provided us. Like, and this is my problem with this shit. We are like with open arms marching towards this like automated life where everything's easy and we don't need to think and we don't need to have emotions and feelings and shit anymore. It's just like the fact that I can sit down and prompt Dolly to paint me an oil painting that replicates the style of Pablo Picasso. And the fact that it'll do it probably better than Pablo Picasso did. Like, where is the love in that? Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I see what you're saying.
I don't know. I think I see how we can use this to make our lives better in some capacity. But then at the same time, I'm like, are we like losing what makes us human?
We are. The magic. Absolutely.
The flaws, the spontaneity, the brushstroke that comes from that person that could never be replicated, and now the fact that we're like I could probably tell it to write me a rap song. I could probably literally do anything.
Isn't that what makes life though? Having the mistakes and having those experiences.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Write me let's see if I'll do this. Write me a rap verse about my relationship with my wife.
Are you going to rap it to me?
Yes.
Should I put a beat on?
Imagine. Verse 1. Oh my God. She's my rock, my ride or die, my partner in this life, in this crazy life. Together we weather every storm and laugh through all the joy and warm. She's my queen, my heart, my all, and I stand tall by her. Oh my God, can't even read? Can you read this to me, AI? Holy, she's my queen, my heart, my all, and I stand tall with her by my side, always standing tall. Our love is a bond that can never be broken, together forever, forever spoken. Crazy, man, what?
It's going to the number one
CHAT
chart.
GPT with the hot 16. It's crazy.
I get it.
And that's the thing. It makes everything so easy that it's just human nature to take the path of least resistance. We'll just keep going into like what's easier. Like I could get it to write the caption for this episode. Literally, Watch this. Write me a caption for our 26th podcast episode about Chat GPT. Let's see. Oh my God. Exploring the depths of AI with Chat GPT on episode 26, discovering the future of language generation. It'll write everything for you. You don't even need to do anything anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not that many people know about it. I didn't even know about it until you brought it up.
It's the fastest application to 1 million users in the history of mankind. Nothing's ever gotten to 1 million quicker. It's just
Who made it?
OpenAI, whoever the developers are there. Anyway, I'm going to keep using it for my work because there's certain things that it allows me to do that I couldn't before.
Yeah.
But it just like scares me at the same time. And like I just really wonder as humans.
So for example, if I wanted to start out my blog again, I could go and say, write me a blog post about being or using Aveeno cream and yada, yada, yada. And it would just write me one. Well, don't do it. We don't have time. We have to go. But you're telling me I could do that and it would save me all the legwork.
Write me a paragraph about, what's it called?
Aveeno.
How do you spell it?
Aveeno.
Yeah.
Baby cream, maybe? Baby lotion?
Okay. So I just said, write me a paragraph about Aveeno baby lotion. Now watch this because it'll get into the intricate details of it. And this is what I'm talking about. Aveeno baby lotion is a gentle and nourishing product designed for the delicate skin of infants and babies. This lotion is made with natural oatmeal, which helps to soothe and protect sensitive skin. It is also enriched with emollients and moisturize and hydrate. What's weird? Keeping skin feeling soft and smooth. This lotion is hypoallergenic and free of fragrances, parabens, and I've never phthalates. I'm sure that's probably in the ingredients or whatever, making it safe for even the most sensitive skin types. The fast-absorbing formula is gentle enough for daily use, leaving no greasy residue behind. Parents can trust Aveeno baby lotion to help keep their baby's skin healthy and happy.
That's insane.
You don't even need to do anything.
I best advertise my blog a little bit more this year.
You don't need to do anything. And that was just, I told it to write me a paragraph. If I told it to write me a 50,000 word essay on it, it would write it to 50,000 words exactly.
Let's hope the high school kids don't get this.
No, so now it's so bad that they're actually using AI to detect what was written by AI because people don't even, like, I could write a thesis statement with my feet up watching Netflix tonight. I could write a 10,000 page
and you wouldn't even know
fucking thesis on neuroscience and like microbiology. You
so people that aren't actually that capable are just able to go and be fraudulent and be like, oh, look at me. But really, Chat GPT put it all together. Like, subscribe. Thanks, guys. We'll be less cool next episode. Love ya.
Less cool? We're going to be less cool?
Less cold.
Oh, my God. I was going to say. Yeah. Next episode, we're coming back to real life. I don't know about this one. I don't know.
It's going up.
We'll post it, but.
Okay. Bye.
The Chat GPT episode. Like and subscribe.
It's the Two Gems Podcast.